Check it out guys, my name is Lauren and this is my channel. I make tons of bullet journal videos and DIY videos, so stick around if you want to see more. Today we're setting up our bullet journals for November and I'm super excited for this theme because it's kind of a fall-esque theme and it has like sweaters and blankets with gingham on them, and I love gingham, and there's also some like food elements in there. I used a bunch of fall colors, so there's oranges, there's gray and black, and then there's some browns, but I also have a pop of blue in there, and I think that this turned out really cute. I love all the pages that I've done on these themes. I tried to be a little creative with some of the layouts and I hope you guys appreciate that. So without further ado, let's just get started with the video. For all the doodles on the front of the page, I used my Pigma Micron in the size 05. Most of them were simple shapes with squares or triangles. So it's pretty simple to doodle. And on the cover page, I also added November in this brush calligraphy font with my Tombow Fudenosuke. I'll leave the link to that in the description below, as well as all my other brush pens. For the blanket, I did a gingham style, so I started off with stripes alternating in light gray and dark gray. And then I let that dry while I moved on to the sweater, and I added in a pattern, kind of like the sweaters that you'd see in the store. This really makes it look like a sweater instead of just a long sleeve t-shirt or something else, and I think it turned out really cute. Then I added in some color to the basket, so I colored it in brown to make it look like a faux woven basket. Then I added in red for the apples or cherries or whatever you want to put in your basket. And I finished off the gingham blanket with my other stripes. I also colored in the pumpkin, shoes, pie, and added details to the book. I will say if you're using a Leuchtturm 1917, you might want to skip every other page because there's ghosting. If that doesn't bother you, then you can go ahead and use it on every page. I am switching notebooks to a thicker page journal, the Archer and Olive, for next year, so yeah, I do recommend that one if you don't want bleed through. On the next page I added in the doodles, and this will go around the calendar. For the boxes, I added these rounded doodled boxes and there were spaces in between them. I also added in the November font, and this looked like a typewriter. I also added in the dots for when you have syllables. And I added in my extra doodles and my YouTube and Instagram growth tracker. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you can do anything you want, as in goals or to-do lists or shopping lists, whatever you want over here. That's the beauty of a bullet journal. Everything's super customizable and you can make everything your own. For the coloring, I just colored in everything the way I did it on the previous 2 pages. For these leaves, they're kind of a gradient and I thought it looked really cute. Adds a little bit more character to them. again, I had the gingham blanket with the stripes at first, and then I'll turn it into gingham later. It is kind of important to wait for it to dry or else they kind of smear together. Then I added in the days of the week. For the next spread, I decided to split it up into a November playlist and the first week of the month spread because I don't do a habit tracker, so I figured 3 days could fit on one side of the page. So I added the November playlist into a book because I thought it fit the theme better than a phone or a jukebox or whatever I did in the past. And on the right side of the page, I decided to draw 4 boxes, and I added doodles into the bottom one instead of an event or to-do list. I figured there was already plenty of space on the page to plan out the week. Then on the left side of the page, I shaded in the book ends, and I added in the gingham stripes. Then I filled in the basket, the shoes, and the pie. I also added in the days of the week, like usual, and moved on to the next spread. Here I doodled on the sidebars. And I added in the days of the week in the center sections. I doodled on the blanket, the sweater, and filled in the rest of the doodles. Again, I cannot get over how cute these doodles are. I am so glad that I made them miniature items instead of just a theme with pumpkins or a theme with cherries or a theme with gingham. On the next page, I decided to do a little bit more of a unique layout. So I doodled up top, kind of splitting the page into a half, but having the middle section alone. And I doodled on the bottom as well. The top and bottom bars are about 9 boxes tall. You can count them if you want, but it all depends on the journal you're using. And then I have the boxes in the middle. They're all the same size, and I have a space in between them. I put the day of the week in cursive on the top, completing the box. I thought it looked really cute. And then I colored in all of the doodles, the blanket, the book, and added all the details I needed. This one is probably one of my favorite layouts out of all of the pages in this month. I don't know about you, but I don't really like using a planner all that often, but with the bullet journal, switching up the layouts really helps me keep myself organized and want to use my planner, and having all these doodles around makes me love using it. On the next weekly spread, I decided to do this circle layout, and I put the days of the week around it, but I kind of goofed and didn't write the right days. I tried to fix it, and then I'll fix it later at the end, so you'll see that later. But I have a circle in the middle, and it looks like a cutout or a window or something, and I thought it looked really cute, so I just drew my doodles, had some of them cut off at the end. And I thought they looked adorable. Then I drew the circle around them and filled them in. And even though the circle isn't perfect because I didn't use like a stencil as I was drawing it with the marker, I think it still turned out pretty cute. You can make it perfect, but again, like I said, I like to keep everything doodly, so when I mess up, it doesn't look like it was a huge mistake. For the next spread, I did again a layout with sidebars, but this time they're on the left side instead of the left and the right. And I split up the page into this horizontal layout, and again filled in the doodles. I do recommend filling in the gingham stripes first, and then you can finish off the spread by adding the stripes on top in the other direction. That's what I've done, and it helps the marker dry before you put it on, and it won't smear as much. Then I added in the days of the week. And here's a final flip through of this month. I am in love with this month. It's one of my favorite months I've ever done, probably my favorite. I just think everything looks really cute and all the layouts are cohesive. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel here. Here's my last month's BUJO setup, and I have other ones linked in the description and in the iCards above. Go check out my Instagram at Lolo_creates and comment down below any theme suggestions you have for me. I will see you guys next time. Bye!